This is another update to my review of TR02, Commander of Stars. Now this is my third video on the toy, however, Cybertron Optimus Prime is my favorite version of Optimus Prime, so I'm going to do another video on it. Now I did purchase another copy of the figure, like I said I would in my previous videos on the toy. As you can see, I've got both boxes in front of me. This is my second copy of the figure. I did purchase another one off Agabus. They're in the United States, so I got it fairly quickly. It came with the Cyber Planet key, or it hasn't worked with the electronics so far, so I assume the batteries aren't included, although I haven't checked out if they worked yet. Fortunately, my second copy didn't have the same problems as my first copy of the figure. As you can see, the paint is a lot better. The windows are painted better. It's actually completely red around the windows this time. Remember my first one wasn't so great. Kind of see there were some blue splotches right here, so I'm kind of glad the paint on the second one was much better. Also, the back didn't have the cracks on the tabs, so that's a good thing as well. It is pretty cool. Now, as for the about the fingers, they actually work pretty well this time. I actually have him holding both guns from both of my figures. So far, unfortunately, Agabus said they didn't get the extra fingers yet, presumably because they got their batch early, but so far I haven't had a problem with these. So far, I think only one finger looked like it was about to break, so I replaced it with one of the working fingers from my other one. Unfortunately, my first one is down to his last 3 fingers. So it still had the shoulder problems, so I put I put RC shock oil in this one. However, this shoulder was already broken, so the shock oil didn't help. So I just put in the shoulder from the first one that I super glued together, and it seems to still work pretty fine. I found out why this joint was pretty tight. It's because the spring was overly big, so if you have a problem getting the arms in and out like this, it's probably because the spring inside is super big, bigger than it should be, and you should probably cut it short. Elbow joints, much better this time. Not too tight, which is pretty good. Now, one thing I did want to note about the truck mode, at first I wasn't quite getting the front of the truck to sit together with the forearms, but you have to, if you notice it's not working, you have to adjust the elbow joints so they fit together. And this is never coming out of its truck mode because the fingers are broken here, so I'll just keep this in truck mode and the other in robot mode. That way I don't have to transform it to truck mode, just have it in truck mode. Now, another thing I noticed with my second copy is the thigh joints attached to the crotch were sort of loose, so I tried to switch the legs. Fortunately, it didn't seem to be complicated in the way it's put together. Taking it apart was easy, but getting everything back in place when putting it back together was not the easiest thing in the world. I'm not sure if I put it back together right. It does feel a bit loose. It doesn't feel like there's many ratchets in the waist joint when I turn it. I'm not sure if I put it back together correctly, but remind me if that's how tight the waist joint is supposed to be. And yeah, that's it for this video. Please like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. If you do hear anything blowing, that's my AC in the background. And goodbye for now.